Alright guys, today's project is going to be replacing the third member, or some people call it the pumpkin, for the truck. I got this one from a salvage yard or recycle yard. This one came off of TRD Sport, and this one has the gears are 373s, and it has the mechanical limited slip differential. Per the VIN number and the code, per the code and the VIN number. The gears on my truck are, I believe there are 331s. So going to a 373 should definitely help out the bottom end, because after installing the wheels on the truck, there is a noticeable difference as far as power is concerned. It feels like it has less power, especially when let's say you're making a right turn, and you come to almost a complete stop, but not a complete stop. If you downshift to second, it feels like it doesn't have the power that it did before. It's only a 4-cylinder, doesn't have that much power, but it has less power than it did before. And it's because the gearing ratio was affected from putting a much larger diameter wheels and tires. Alright guys, the first thing that I'll be doing is removing the filler bolt, loosening it up, to make sure, because if you cannot loosen that one, I'm not gonna be able to fill it back up. And by the way, it's a size 24. Alright guys, now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the brake lines. See how there's mounting one right there, another one over here, another one over here. The reason why I'm doing that is because I saw that someone was able to pull out the axles enough without disconnecting the brake lines from the wheel cylinders. Alright guys, next thing I'm going to unbolt is the bracket that holds the e-brake cable, so that it can have more room to pull the axle out. And the next thing will be this little oops, kind of hard to see, this little nut that holds the speed sensor. Next is the bolt for the bracket. Battery on my drill is a little low, so that was pretty tight actually. I'll move this over here. Another one up there. I'm going to remove that one as well, just in case. Alright guys, the next thing I'm going to be removing is the 4 nuts that hold the axle, which are this one's right over here. They're 14 millimeters, 2 on each side. All right. As you can see, the axle is loose now. I can pull it out. Now I have to disconnect. Oops. Alright guys. Now I have to. Next thing, I'm going to remove the 4 bolts that hold the shaft, the drive shaft, onto the third member. And after that, I will be removing all the little nuts that hold the third member to the axle housing. Dry stuff out of the way. Now I'm going to start removing the 14mm walls to go around this thing. Oh, these are not bad at all. Alright, I got all the bolts removed now from the third member that hold the holder to the axle housing. Now what I need to do is pull out both axles enough so that I can remove the third member. I'm getting to the good stuff now. Alright guys, now I'm going to pull the axles and put long sockets between them to see whether that's supposed to be enough space to be able to pull out the third member. Alright, let me go ahead and pull one out. When I say long sockets, just these are the long sockets that I'm referring to. Instead of the short ones, the long ones. Alright guys, this is what it looks like. The brake line was able to move enough because it's disconnected from all the bolts. Hoping we can do the same thing with the other side. Then I'll be able to proceed to removing the third member. But so far so good. Okay guys, I have both the axles pulled out. This is the passenger side. And the driver's side I have it pulled out as well, but not as much. I did not want to force the brake lines too much. So now I'm going to attempt removing the third member. Alright. Broke the seal. Alright, I pulled out the axles a tiny little bit more with tiny little spacers. I'm gonna see if that does it. Hopefully it does. Man, that's giving me a really hard time. It does not want to come out. It's almost all the way out, but it's not coming all the way out. Alright guys, see if I can get it off. At least I'm getting a pretty decent workout, getting up and down, up and down, up and down. Man, with a pain in the rear. I think the axles are still holding it. Alright guys, here's what I've done. I have a full long socket, and I got 4 shims. These are paint sticks in each side. I've been adding one at a time to see when it's gonna let go of the third member. I am pretty tired right now. I feel like I've been getting a really good workout. I don't know, it's been how many times? Probably tried like 6 times so far. 7 times. But let me try now. And I'm doing this kind of things. I really wish I had a lift, but anyway, I don't. So gotta do what you can. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's out. Come on. Oh, it's gonna be heavy. Oh, come on. Come on. You are out. Oh boy. This little sucker is. Oh man. That is heavy. Ouch. Okay. But it's out. Thank God. What a pain in the rear. Alright guys, here it is. That was such a pain in the rear. This is the one that I just removed from the little truck. That's the one that's going in. Alright guys, I finished cleaning up the differential that I'm going to be installing on the truck. And I was looking at them closer, and you can tell this is the one that came out of the truck. It was just a regular open differential. You can see the gear, the planetary gears and everything right on the inside. And I found a little marking over here that says 3.3. Supposed to be 3. It's technically a 321, but they call it a 3.3. This one is a LSD, limited slip differential, mechanical one. Not the electronic. The electronic came in a lot later model. But I found a little thing over here that says 3.7. And this one is supposed to be per the VIN number at 373 gears. So everything's matching up. But look how different it is here. This is supposed to have small clutches. That is what engages both wheels at the same time when one of them slips, as opposed to just a regular open differential. So I'm going to go ahead. I already cleaned up the surface on the housing, and this mating surface over here is nice and clean. So now I'm going to be using gasket maker. This is what I'm going to be using, gasket maker. I'm going to put some on this side and a little bit on that side, just in case it slips. I better have more than not enough. And then I'm going to go ahead and install it and start putting the truck back together. Alright guys, but I just wanted to show you the difference between a regular open differential and a limited slip differential. Excuse me.